All right, everybody, welcome back for another how-to video. This time we're going to go over rigging slip tips on your inverted roller spear guns. This has been a problem since these spear guns really came out and were really developed. Um, there are several different solutions to it. I'll go over the ones that we're familiar with. And let you know what I think about it. The first I'll go over, I don't really have a example here exactly, but the first is magnetic spear gun slip tips. They do exist out there. We've ran them all, we've tested them, and unfortunately nobody yet has really machined one to any really tight tolerances that maintains accuracy and still deploys and toggles easily. They've all had their issues. So hopefully one of these days somebody comes out with one soon that deploys easily and still holds with just barely enough magnetic tension, and a good streamlined solid fit. The second method, basically what you see here, this is really rare. At the time, this was the only spear gun. Whenever I received this, that was the only spear gun that I'd seen, with this type setup. And I don't think he's setting them up like this anymore because it comes with its own limitations. So what you can see here is this joint, it's a spear gun builder. He took the time to work out the wood in the muzzle here to perfectly accommodate and cradle the part of the tip, the adapter, and the slide ring, so that everything is perfectly straight. It lays down in here, shoots perfectly straight, and your shooting line will basically wrap over and give you a little bit of additional tension and hold on to your tip. Every slip tip manufacturer though is going to have different dimensions. And that's really the big issue that you run into with this type of setup. That has to be done very precisely to your exact tip, or else you're going to run into problems. So the next version is the next way to set it up is the way I have this one set up now. It's what I currently using, my current preferred method. And that is basically, you can see here, this is rigged with Spectra, and it just has very loose tension. Using a little bead making bracelet bungee material. It looks like monofilament, but it's really stretchy. It's actually very durable. You can get this really cheaply online. One little spool will last you the life of your spear gun. So this this type of rigging works especially well when you have a shaft with a shark fin with a shooting line hole placed really far forward. I've gone over this before, and this I think is pretty critical for these types of spear guns, and every spear gun variety out there will benefit from this. When you have your shooting line placed here, it is clearing the muzzle long before your wishbones on your bands ever have a chance to interact and cause any kind of band tangles or issues. It's as long gone and much preferred over on any type of spear gun, but especially these types of spear guns. But in this situation, so I have my shooting line placed here, and then I will also place my little bungee material over that shooting line and shark fin. So now, whenever I fire, this shooting line is going to roll backwards, and it's going to knock this off the shark fin, and then it's going to be held on by momentum only, just like it traditionally would. If that doesn't happen and this stayed on there, this is set, so it's just very little tension, and this will just easily toggle freely on its own inside or on the other side of a fish. I like this especially well because on a boat, you don't have your tip dangling around. It's secured, it's clean, it's not banging into people's shins, other guns, boats, etc. The last method I will go over, this works very well on inverted guns and your traditional band guns, obviously, but it's just your old school way of tensioning a slip tip. If you want to, this block, if it's loaded, will be loaded all the way to the front. Imagine this is the slip tip that's loaded on the shaft, but you're basically just securing your slip tip line in between two loaded bands. Now, it's really critical though that it's done loosely, that you're not sticking it too far forward, too far through the bands, and definitely you don't want to pull your spectra or your cable all the way through. Like, you don't want the knot or a crimp or anything like that having to pull through and tug on the bands and throw off shaft light whenever you fire. So you just want a loop very lightly loaded, or very lightly tucked into your bands. So when you fire, this is traveling backwards, this is traveling forward. So you want this to just be able to come out cleanly. That works especially well. Every spear gun though is going to be a little bit different though. So this situation might not work on every type of block that you see out there on different guns. I hope this helps you guys. Let me know if there's any other specific type of